Ever found yourself tagging friends in some social media giveaway? Or maybe felt that pull to enter a contest, even when you know the odds are, well, pretty slim. Today we're taking a deep dive into this fascinating world of gamified marketing strategies. We're going to dissect why you do that and how businesses are actually using those exact feelings to turn boring old ads into these really engaging interactive experiences. Our mission today, basically to give you the ultimate shortcut to understanding this really powerful shift in marketing. We've got a great stack of sources for this, a really comprehensive case study analysis, some detailed breakdowns of the core strategies, even how different industries are using it. To really make it concrete, we're going to zero in on two specific Memphis-based campaigns that did really well. The Canopy Memphis and JASPER Float Spa Summer Giveaway, and also the Memphis Brewfest ticket promotion. We're going to pull out those key insights, those sort of aha moments, so you can walk away hopefully not just knowing more, but seeing modern marketing through a totally new lens.
Yeah, and you've really hit on why this is so relevant right now. I mean, let's face it, traditional advertising, it often just struggles to cut through all the noise online. And consumers, especially, millennials and Gen Z, they're not just passive anymore. They expect interaction, they want experiences. What's really cool about gamification is it doesn't just grab attention for a second.
Mm-hmm.
It taps into these really fundamental human drivers, our need for achievement, that thrill of competition, anticipating a reward. It's about making marketing, well, actually engaging, maybe even fun.
That's a great way to put it. So, okay, let's unpack this term, gamified marketing.
Yeah.
What exactly are we talking about? It sounds like more than just, slapping a game onto an ad.
Right. It's more nuanced than that. At its core, gamification in marketing is basically applying game design elements, think points, badges, leaderboards, challenges, and game principles to contexts that aren't actually games. Specifically, for a marketing goal, it's taking what makes, say, Candy Crush or even a simple board game compelling and integrating those mechanics into campaigns to create these really engaging experiences, often voluntary ones. It leverages that appeal of play, of making progress.
And it feels like social media platforms are almost perfectly set up for this, aren't they? Like we're already there liking, sharing, commenting.
Exactly. You're spot on. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, they're ideal environments because, well, users are already primed for that kind of interaction. They get that feedback loop, likes, comments, shares. So those existing behaviors become like natural building blocks for a marketing game. And the genius part is it shifts someone from just passively seeing an ad to actively participating. They're choosing to engage. And that voluntary opt-in, that's incredibly valuable for brands. It builds a much stronger connection than just interrupting someone's feed. It gets them to do something.
Okay, so let's dig into how this actually works in practice.
Yeah.
Let's start with that first Memphis example you mentioned, the Canopy Memphis and JASPER Float Spa Summer Giveaway. Sounds pretty luxurious. Tell us about that partnership. What was the thinking behind it?
Oh, this was a really smart collaboration. You had luxury hospitality, Canopy Memphis, teaming up with high-end wellness JASPER Float Spa. They crafted this whole summer experience package, and their target audience was very specific. Wellness-conscious folks looking for that premium, restorative kind of relaxation. The partnership immediately positioned both brands as these top-tier lifestyle choices. It really elevated the whole prize perception right from the start.
And the prize itself definitely reflects that high-end positioning. You're talking JASPER's full digital detox package, massages, rest therapy, sauna, rain shower, wellness shots.
Wow.
Plus a night at Canopy Memphis in a premium room, breakfast, valet parking. I mean, that's a seriously substantial giveaway.
It absolutely is. The perceived value was easily over $800. And that's a critical point in these kinds of campaigns. The prize wasn't just, a $10 coupon. It was this high-value aspirational experience that genuinely made people think, wow, I really want that. It creates desire. And the partnership itself, strategically, it was a masterstroke. It let them share the marketing costs, obviously, but also tap into each other's customer bases. So Canopy got exposure to this really engaged wellness crowd, and JASPER reached people interested in luxury and travel. It's a great example of co-marketing, creating this sort of luxury experience ecosystem, much more compelling together than alone.
That makes total sense. Sharing costs, crossing over audiences. Brilliant. Okay, so that worked for a luxury offering. But what about something maybe more community focused? Let's talk about the Memphis Brewfest ticket giveaway. What was the prize there and what was the main goal?
Yeah, this one was different. The focus was squarely on promoting the event, driving ticket sales, and really boosting that community engagement around the Memphis Brewfest itself. They offered 2 tickets, but to 2 separate winners. Which is clever, right? It doubles the perceived chance of winning for participants, while still giving each winner a great prize. And each prize wasn't just entry, it was the whole experience. Access to like over 100 beers from 40-plus breweries, food trucks, music, vendors, tasting cup, unlimited samples, the works. An immersive event pass, basically.
And I noticed they specifically called out local breweries. Wiseacre, Bearded Iris, Ghost River. That really taps into local pride, doesn't it? Makes it feel more authentic, more Memphis.
Precisely. That resonated. People want to support local. They want to be part of these cool community events. It builds that sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And if you contrast the two campaigns quickly, you see the Brewfest was about immediate buzz, driving attendance for a specific date, short-term focus. The spa giveaway, more about long-term brand building, customer acquisition in that luxury space where the sales cycle might be longer. Both effective, but different goals, different tactics within that gamified approach.
Okay, this is where it's really interesting for me. Let's dive into the psychology. What's actually going on under the hood that makes people so eager to jump in and essentially become brand promoters?
Right, this is the secret sauce, the aha moment. It's largely about harnessing something called variable ratio reinforcement psychology. It sounds complex, but think about it. Both campaigns used the lottery mechanic. People knew the odds of winning were low, right? But the prize value was super high. What's fascinating is how that uncertainty creates this sustained excitement. It's like a slot machine. You don't know when the payoff is coming, but the possibility keeps you pulling the lever, or in this case, entering the contest. It encourages early entries and last-minute ones. Everyone feels they have a shot right up until the end. It's the anticipation, almost as much as the potential win. Traditional ads just can't replicate that feeling. Then there's the tiered engagement system. Both campaigns did this really well. It's like levels in a game. The initial actions just follow a super low commitment. Easy entry. But then you had advanced actions like share this to your story, tag 3 friends. That required more effort, more investment. This tiered approach is smart because it gets maximum participation. Some people do the minimum, others go all in for bonus entries. And crucially, each tier gives the brands more value follower growth than reach via tags than actual user-generated promotion via shares. The spa campaign even numbered the steps. 1, follow. 2, like 3, tag. 4, share. That visual progress, that makes you feel like you're achieving something.
So it's like unlocking achievements. I get that appeal. But is there a risk it gets too complicated? Like too much work for someone just casually scrolling?
That's a fair question. Balance is key. The first step has to be almost effortless. If you ask too much up front, people just won't bother. But these examples did it well. They ramped it up incrementally. It felt like a natural next step if you were already engaged. It's voluntary escalation. And then you layer on the social element, which is incredibly powerful. That's the social proof and status signaling part. When the rules require you to tag friends or share publicly, you're instantly becoming a brand ambassador. You're signaling to your network, hey, I'm interested in this cool spa, or I'm part of the craft beer scene. It's authentic word of mouth because it comes from a friend, not an ad. That's a powerful endorsement. And that bring a friend aspect in both prizes. That doubles the value of winning. It makes it a shared experience, reinforcing community. Plus, hey, that friend might become a future customer too, right? It's just spirals outwards. Then you've got loss aversion through artificial scarcity. Classic FOMO, fear of missing out. Both campaigns had very clear deadlines. Brewfest, June 17th, winner announcement. Spa, July 7th deadline. That creates urgency. You have to act now or you lose the chance. And seeing your friends enter just amplifies that feeling. You don't want to be the one left out. It taps into that basic human desire not to miss opportunities. And we should also quickly mention the social multiplier effects, like the Brewfest saying each tag is an entry. That directly gamifies the act of sharing. People get strategic, tagging more friends to boost their odds, and the bonus reward system for story sharing in the spa campaign. Same idea, like optional side quests in a game for extra points. More effort, potentially bigger reward.
Wow, okay. So pulling all this together, what does it mean for businesses listening right now? Who really benefits most from these kinds of giveaway campaigns? And maybe more importantly, how can they do it effectively? Not just, throw a big prize out there and hope for the best.
Yeah, good question. Certain industries just seem naturally suited for this. Usually it's businesses offering services or experiences people genuinely want, but maybe hesitate to buy right away. And often there's a strong visual or social angle that makes sharing feel natural. Like hospitality and tourism hotels, resorts, they can offer a high-value prize like a stay, often using inventory that might otherwise go unsold. Low marginal cost for them, huge perceived value for the participant, great marketing bang for the buck. Health and wellness, like spas and fitness studios, their services are often aspirational. A neat way is like a risk-free trial. It builds trust, shows value. Local entertainment and events, concert venues, festivals like the Brewfest example. Tickets feel valuable, but the cost per extra attendee is often low once the event is set up. And events are inherently social, making that bring a friend thing work so well. Food and beverage too, restaurants, breweries. Food is visual, shareable, people love talking about it. Easy to create buzz. You also see it work for some professional services, maybe like photographers offering a session, or even retail commerce if the prize is more experiential, not just a product. The common thread. Offering something desirable that people might not splurge on, combined with elements that encourage that organic visual sharing.
Okay, so the prize needs to be right, and it needs to fit the business. That makes strategic sense. Now, what about the actual how-to, the implementation framework? For a business thinking about trying this, what are the steps beyond just picking the prize?
Right. It absolutely has to start with campaign planning. You need total clarity on your goals. Is it brand awareness, getting new leads fast, growing followers, driving actual sales? That goal shapes everything. And then audience analysis. Who are you trying to reach? Are they tech savvy? Do they like complex challenges or simple entries? What platforms are they on? That helps you design the mechanics and choose where to run it. Next up is prize design strategy. We talked about value, but it's also about feasibility. Can you actually deliver this amazing prize smoothly? And seriously consider partnerships like Canopy and JASPER did. It boosts value, shares costs, expands reach. Huge potential there. Then comes execution and engagement. Timing matters. Both Memphis campaigns ran in summer, made sense for vacations, outdoor events. You can't just launch and walk away either. You need consistent engagement reminders, countdowns, maybe some behind-the-scenes stuff to keep the buzz going right up to the announcement. Keep that momentum up. And finally, and this is where a lot of efforts fall down, measurement and optimization. Don't just count likes and comments. Track real metrics. Follower growth, sure, but also website traffic. And the big one, conversion rates. Did any of these participants actually become paying customers later? Ask yourself, what did we learn? Did bonus entries really help? Which call to action worked best? That data is gold for making your next campaign even better. And just a couple of quick strategic points. First, integrate these into your overall marketing. They shouldn't be random one-offs. Second, pick your platforms wisely. Instagram for visuals, Facebook for events, maybe LinkedIn for B2B. And third, please prioritize legal and compliance. Clear rules, eligibility, transparent winner selection. It's not just legally required, it builds trust. Without trust, the whole thing falls apart. Nobody wants to play a rigged game.
That's a really thorough roadmap, from the deep psychology right through to the practical steps.
Okay, so to wrap this up for everyone listening, what's the single biggest takeaway about gamified marketing?
I think the core takeaway is this. When it's designed thoughtfully and executed well, gamified marketing really does transform passive advertising into something engaging and crucially measurable. The success we saw in those Memphis examples wasn't luck. It came from aligning the game mechanics with what customers actually find interesting, aligning it with business goals, offering prizes people genuinely wanted, and making the whole interaction feel natural and rewarding, not forced. Yeah. And as it gets harder and harder to capture anyone's attention these days, it seems pretty clear that these strategies offer something uniquely powerful. So here's something to think about. As a consumer, maybe start noticing how you get drawn into these games, sometimes without even realizing the mechanics at play. And if you're on the business side, think about how you could use these ideas, not just for a quick spike in engagement, but maybe for building real long-term customer relationships that feel like, well, like an enjoyable choice for people, not just another ad shouting at them.